thank you for being here, and thank you for loving our state. Like most Coloradans, my parents raised me to have high hopes for America. My dad was a public servant. My mom was an immigrant to this country and a school librarian. She and her parents miraculously survived the Holocaust and settled in America to rebuild their shattered lives. They taught me that as a people lucky enough to live in this country, we have a patriotic duty to build opportunity for one another as we build our country's future. It's the same conviction that Susan just talked about and we have passed on to our three daughters. And it's the same set of values that guided me as superintendent here in Denver and as Colorado's senator. Over the years, you and I have worked together to follow through on that conviction and fought to provide opportunity to Coloradans and the next generation of Americans. Together, we led the fight to expand the child tax credit, which cut taxes for 96% of Colorado families and cut our nation's childhood poverty rate in half. We passed the Affordable Care Act, ended surprise hospital bills, and capped seniors' prescription drug costs. In the last 4 years alone, working with my colleagues in the delegation who are here today, we brought $12 billion in federal funds to every corner of Colorado, upgrading our infrastructure, including our national forests and our life-sustaining watersheds, producing clean energy and providing high-speed internet throughout the state. Along the way, we protected some of our most cherished places, including Camp Hale, Chimney Rock, Browns Canyon, and Camp Amachi. I know, having traveled every single inch of our state and having traveled every inch again, no other state has a spirit like Colorado. A spirit that drove Leadville's 19th century silver miners to rally the entire nation for better pay and safer working conditions. A spirit that stood up lonely in the form of Governor Ralph Carr against the incarceration of Japanese Americans during World War II because he believed that is what the Constitution required. A spirit that recognized that personal autonomy is a fundamental freedom when we became the first state in America to decriminalize abortion and the first to codify it after the Dobbs decision. A state that litigated Keys and established that de facto school desegregation violated our children's equal protection. A state that persevered in the exhortation that Corky Gonzalez gave us, we shall endure, we will endure. A spirit defined by our spectacular public and working lands embodied in the treasured landscapes and mountains behind us, our outdoor industry and our rich agricultural economy. A spirit that resolutely looks forward and has made us an important example of leadership across our country. But right now we face significant challenges. Coloradans are struggling to afford to live here. Housing, groceries, and child care cost too much. Healthcare and mental health care aren't available to everyone, and our schools and small businesses are struggling. In Colorado and across the country, our economy is not working well enough for most families, and our middle class is under real stress. Many Coloradans worry about whether they're going to be able to keep living here or raise their children here. When I was growing up, if you worked hard, you were able to get ahead. You were able to provide your kids with a better life than you had. Many are worried today about the state of our democracy. I fundamentally believe that we will never preserve our democracy unless people know they have real opportunity, real economic opportunity for themselves and for their kids. That is the American dream. And it's our obligation to make it a reality for every single Coloradan. And that's why today I'm announcing my campaign for governor of the state of Colorado. To build a better future here in Colorado and to give every one of our folks a chance at a better life. When a teacher can't afford to buy a house in the Roaring Fork Valley or anywhere on the western slope and has to commute 2 hours to go to work, or a mental health worker can't find themselves decent health care, or a kid in any Colorado community, rural or urban, graduates from high school with no hope of earning a wage to support themselves or a family, or when seniors have to leave Colorado to afford to live their golden years somewhere else, far from their family. That's when some people feel like their only choice is to vote for chaos. But our solutions for the future will not come from President Trump's chaos, or from Washington's broken politics, for that matter. Firing federal workers will never bring down the price of eggs. Endless fighting over government shutdowns will never help us build more housing. Cutting taxes for people at the very top or starting trade wars with every country on the planet will never fix our education system. The best solutions to our challenges will come from us. They will come from Colorado. I am running for governor because I believe we can build a future that's focused on the well-being of all of us, not just the few. That starts with working with the private sector and the public sector to build more reasonably priced housing so Coloradans of every income level can live near where they work. It means making health care and mental health care and child care more affordable and accessible to every Coloradan. We need to bring our education system into the 21st century so Coloradans can thrive in our economy whether they graduate from high school or from college. We need to make it easier for innovative businesses to start, to thrive, and to stay here in Colorado. And we need to protect our public lands, building on Colorado's leadership in the fight against climate change and for energy independence. And we can do it, I think, by forging a better politics. We can show that people can still work together to get things done. Together we can make this the best state to live, work, and raise a family. And we can be an example to the rest of the country on how to fight Trump and drive a stake through Trumpism, which I am committed to doing every day I have the chance to work for you. Let me close with this. Everything we care about now is at stake in our country. Business as usual is simply not enough. And that's why I'm running for governor of Colorado. Colorado is the best state in America, and together we can make it better than it already is. We can make it a shining example of an economy that works for everybody, and a democracy that invites all of us to play our vital role. Thank you for being here this morning. Let's get to work. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.